What a lot of these dating and relationship coaches and these pickup guys who be grifting in these spaces and trying to milk men with low self-esteem for their money don't talk about is how social media and years of pandering to women to keep them spending in this gynocracy has changed the landscape of dating and relationship forever. What they don't talk about is the fact that men nowadays have to almost become specialists at identifying mental illness. I'm talking about borderline personality disorder, narcissism, bipolar. You go down the list. Literally, social media, feminist indoctrination, all kinds of things. The trauma from sexual liberation have created a slew of mental illness. I mean, we're gonna be studying this for years. The amount of mental health issues that's currently going on in the dating relationship market, and that's what they're not talking about. And guys got to be real careful about this. Real careful about who you allow around you. And one of the things you also want to look at, if you meet a woman and she has no empathy, no compassion, especially for men, like literally, if you tell her a story or she sees something tragic that happens to a man and she has no empathy and no compassion, run. Or she is a woman that blames everything about man, or spends all of her day trauma bonding, or comes up to you with the color purple narrative, even these imaginary things that have never happened to her. She talks about trauma that has never happened to her, things that have come through feminist indoctrination. She sees men as evil, part of an evil patriarchy, or any of this nonsense that's been indoctrinated into the women, reinforced by the culture. Run. Save yourself. Because that's something that is her problem, her issue. You're not a psychologist, you're not a psychiatrist, you're not a mental health professional. You're just identifying a lot of these problems. But the biggest one and the quickest one is a lack of empathy, a lack of care, a lack of concern. Any human being that demonstrates that, run. Or just keep them at a distance. Because that person is really, can be evil, can be mentally ill, can be damaged, but you don't want to have that around you, because it's not going to work out to your favor. So these are a lot of considerations that we have. But the problem is, a lot of these guys spend all of their life, all of their time, trying to milk guys for these courses and whatever else, trying to teach them how to get used box. That's all they focus on. How to get boxed, how to get laid. I mean, Jesus, I don't even want to say that. I was going to say Jesus Christ, but you think about it. That's what we've, devolved to. This is what we've come to. And it's a sad, sad situation to see that. Have men walking out here not truly understanding the game right now, especially when you're dealing with this new breed of, exploitative modern women who are really trying to cash in and pimp out a simp for many of them. And they have no intentions of offering any of these dudes any type of fair exchange in terms of relationships, in terms of the part of the social contract that women bring to the table. None of these women are traditional. They aren't. Most of them are indoctrinated feminism into their mindset and mentality, and they're really looking for a sucker to pimp, really to sponsor their life, to give them a soft, easy life, and they have no intention to offer that man any real value once he signs a contract or get into a serious relationship with them. But these guys are not really cautioning guys. Look, you're dealing with a unicorn woman that was raised by a strong father that held her accountable, not some simp father that treated her like daddy's princess, but a father that actually held her accountable in life. And she's not walking around, or she has a group of people around her, friends and family, that doesn't allow her to get caught up in the social media crap. You see, relationships and everything, dating, has so many distractions nowadays. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, it's very hard for somebody for them, not men. Men have to live in reality. But they have that phone in their face all day long. Indoctrination, programming, all kinds of foolishness that they're absorbing every day, all day long. That's what they do. And if you think that your voice is going to be more powerful than 1,000 voices of simps and panda bears and, you know, corporate sponsored feminist indoctrination, whatever, to keep women spending, you're crazy. So you're really dealing with a unicorn woman that can balance her mindset, her mentality, that can shut down the social media, and that can live in reality, that has lived a life of responsibility and accountability, that actually can adapt and accept responsibility for her life, and not just be out here being a toxic parasite. They don't know. That feels that they're entitled to the things that other people work for, men that work for, or they're entitled to be treated like some princess or queen without offering any value. Or she's hooked on social media delusion, thinking that she's 10 times better than the men in her same dating and relationship strata. Because we see that all the time. And you got to be aware of those women. You're dealing with serious delusion nowadays. Delusion. Masquerading as confidence and self-esteem, because we've created this environment, artificially created this environment. Again, we live in a gynocracy. That's not going to change. So right now, the new hustle is a whole bunch of, I don't call it a new hustle, it's been around for a while, is these women, because of inflation, because of technology, because of AI, because of a shrinking job market, are starting to try to play this traditional woman 100% provider scam. Basically, what they're looking for is a financially secure simp. That's really is. Because nothing about these women are traditional. They're not virgins or have a low body count or have not enjoyed sexual liberation. They've done all those things. They're not traditional at all. Nothing about them is traditional. But they're going to try to take the part of traditionalism that has to do with men paying all the bills, take a hold of the rest. I mean, submission and obey and follow his leadership and all that other traditional stuff. Hell, they'll take a pass on that. The traditional that they're interested in is you paying 100% of the bills. Everything else is egalitarian. Everything else, you can pay all the bills. You can't tell me what to do. Or you could pay all the bills and you have to come home and cook and clean and take care of the babies as well. So they want you to be, basically they want everything that benefits them. And that's the deal that they're trying to strike out here with the men that they don't really find desirable in terms of he's not their preference. So it's like a relationship gouging, what they're trying to pull off. And then they bring on all their baggage, all their problems, all their issues, all their trauma that comes from sexual liberation, all that bag, everything just comes along, and they're going to dump that into your world. And the reward that you're supposed to get for all your sacrifices is used box that many men have vigorously and viciously pounded out, enjoyed, had their way with, and really enjoyed themselves. So you're not getting anything special or anything new. You're getting the same used box that maybe some broke guy who was down on his luck got years ago. There's nothing special that's being offered to you. But you're gonna have to be this traditional man, this traditional provider man. And if you say, hell no, that's a terrible deal, then you're gonna be shamed. Because again, religious shaming, oh, well, you know, I'm spiritual now. I've revirginated myself. I'm born again. I'm celibate. I don't do premarital sex. Well, I mean, you have about 30 bodies on you. I mean, I respect your decisions to live a good, healthy, clean life, but you're trying to leverage men. Any man that with self-esteem would not allow himself to be leveraged with used box. But you the new guy, you the sponsor. You see, she used to give it away easy back in the day. But what they don't understand is you can't delete that. But you're the new guy. You're the simp sponsor. Now you gotta wait. Or now you gotta marry her. And that's another thing with some of these old women that have been out here, many of them are burnt out, is that now they want men to marry them like they're brand new virgins. They're not looking for just companionship. See, companionship doesn't give them leverage or financial benefit. That doesn't help their cause financially. You see? It's like a Hail Mary. They're trying to max out on a contract. Because I mean, many of them have already had kids. They've already been married. Many of them have had, or they've had many relationships. You see? Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning. So really, them wanting to get married is about power. It's about leverage. It's about securing money and resources. Because they can easily get companionship. They're probably getting it right now. I mean, because very few women might be single, but they're still sexually active. Oh, they're getting it in. Most people that are single are getting it in. Unless they decide to chill out for a while. The majority of people, now I'm not talking about no socially awkward individuals. I'm talking about just most normal people that are single enjoy sex. And the women enjoy it quite a bit because it's easy for them. So they may be single, but they're still sexually active. But that guy doesn't have to marry them or buy a ring. What did he get? What do you get that he didn't get? Y'all had, because there's only two levels a man can go to. The birth of a child, access to a woman's body. So they've given away all their value. And some guy's enjoying it right now, but he doesn't have to pay the price of marriage and long-term relationship. So you're not getting anything special that the man did not get, but you're going to pay the ultimate price of marriage and long-term commitment. And that is the problem and the greatest downside to sexual liberation and what's going on in the dating and relationship marketplace. But getting back on topic, we're dealing with an issue and a problem right now with delusion, with serious chronic mental illness that's going on the market. You can't game that. You can't game that. You can't game that. I mean, yeah, you can learn a nudge game to take advantage of. Why would anybody want to take advantage of damaged women? I have no idea. I have no idea why any grown men would want to deploy mental manipulation to take advantage of women that are just sick in the head. There's something wrong with you. But that's what's out here today. And that's what men have to face. It's beyond game. It's beyond dating and relationship, beyond pickup lines right now. We're dealing with an environment of crazy. And men need to act and move accordingly. You have to adapt to the world that's in front of you. You can't live in the past. This is not your granddaddy or daddy's world. Back then, they didn't have women with phones in their face all day long, getting brainwashed and manipulated. And they didn't have this thing where they're promoting. I mean, there were women that were promiscuous back then, but it wasn't celebrated like it is now. They were actually shaming, and there was some level of balance. But when you have it now where it's promoted throughout the culture, you're going to have the consequences of that. I mean, we're finally getting the full brunt of the consequences that came from tremendous amount of sexual liberation. And then we're starting to see the consequences that comes from this entrenched feminism, where we see the deterioration in mental health. And we're seeing more people that are single, but more women that are single, more men that are single. So we're getting, 2-3 generations out where we really getting the full effect of it right now. So you have to adapt. And what I'm saying is you cannot allow the culture into tricking you into thinking that you're dealing with the same women, that you're dealing with the same dating and relationship environment. And that's what has to change with men. But when you identify these mental health issues, especially when you identify that that person has a lack of empathy, run. Because if she don't feel sorry for no man, if she don't feel any empathy or any compassion or any consideration, she's gonna be that way with you. So anyhow, salute to you brothers and you sisters too, because we have some good women out there. We do have some good women out here. But even they are identifying it. They can't even talk to these women, that they're so crazy right now. Even the good sisters, they can't talk to them. Women out here, they can't talk to these women. But anyhow, peace and blessings to you guys. We'll talk soon. I'm out.